Hello and welcome to Neighborhood Nerds. I'm Leo, and this presentation was presented to the team on Friday, January 19th, 2018, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. A little history on Neighborhood Nerds. Back in 2012, it was actually May 21st, Mr. Mark Armstrong walked in and joined the team a little earlier than that, and then we together changed the company from something that I had started called Taking IT Home to Neighborhood Nerds in an effort to better communicate who we were, what our brand's about, and to better serve our members that we had at the time. On June 6th, 2013, Tommy Wynn joined our team as our first employee. There was a big celebration. We were all super happy to have Tommy on board. The team worked together. We had lots of nerds that Tommy helped us acquire and hire, and they were all happy people. We stole a bunch from Apple Store over in Westtown Mall. And for the next period of time, we grew the membership and really kind of exercised the model. In July 1st, 2016, we had 450 members, and a little bit before that, we had reached positive cash flow for the first member center, which is in Sequoia Hills, which is a great thing. In May 1st, 2017, Cliff joined our team to help me really flesh out what the member center models need to look like so that we could franchise easier. And Cliff is also working with me to develop what supporting organizations would look like, other companies that we would create, and maybe under an umbrella of under Gizmo Cares is what we're thinking. November 1st, 2017, we adopted a new member center structure where we have teams that are operating the member centers with team leads, and that has been very, very helpful, and that's greatly due to Cliff's influence working with me to really divide up the work and understand how we can get things done more efficiently for our members, with the focus always being the highest care we can provide to our members. Today we have the one member center in Sequoia Hills. We refer to it now as KNO, actually 01, KNO-01. This slide has it as KNO-01-MC because we've been referring to it like that in the Slack channel. So we have 257 members today, so we've dropped from the 450 to the 257, and that happened after Tommy left. We experienced a lot of pain in being able to care for our members at the same level that Tommy was providing. We have an equivalent of 2.25 care nerds in the member center at all times, and 3.75 sales nerds, and 4.25 support nerds. The gross revenue for the member center right now is $322,000. That's down from a little over $500,000 that it was doing when we were at 450 members. The gross profit last year was a loss. It's averaging about $57,000 a year right now of loss, which is being contributed by me personally. Actually, Debbie and I, the Knights, are funding any losses that we have so that we can continue to operate. The leadership today is Leo and Cliff doing business design, prototyping design, improving. Mark McKeever is handling HR, and I put Scribe. He's really helping us document the processes and define and document the processes of how we'll go forward. He's also helping with direct management of the member center at this time. Brandon Lemons is heading up our business sales division, so he's handling all of the business members. I think there's 27 right now, and he's their account manager. Molly is our care team lead. She takes care of coordinating the efforts of all the care nerds so that they can deliver the care and document everything and make sure the member center is operating properly all day long. Matthew Martin is our sales team lead. Matthew is making sure that the sales team is always looking for ways to explain to non-members and members alike all of the benefits of membership and all the good things that Neighborhood Nerds can do for them. And he has a team of nerds that are helping him with that. William is the lead for our support team and is making sure that the support nerds are closing support requests as quickly as possible. That's their main focus, is to efficiently close those support requests. So our vision for tomorrow, which would be first quarter 2019, would be to have 3 operational member centers. The one that's still in Sequoia Hills would continue to be operational, and we would grow it to 957 members this year. We would start one around Fox Den somewhere, and that would be number 2, and we would have it. The goal would be to get it to 1,100 members over this year. And third one, probably near the North Shore Town Center, with a goal of trying to get 986 members this year. And you can see the teams. That's all based on our business model that we've created, the size and number of team members that would be involved with operating those. So at the end of the time, this is the total number of employees we would have, and that might be an equivalent. If you're looking at these numbers, It might take 24 support nerds to create 6 equivalent support nerds to be on staff at all times for the Knoxville store. The Sequoia Hill store. We're looking at gross revenues of the first store being $906,000, very attainable if you have 957 members. With a gross profit of $296,000, that would go towards the owner of the company, and then also being distributed for bonuses to employees. That's how that gross profit will be used as we go forward. The gross revenue for store 2 is estimated to be $1.04 million with a gross profit of $328,000. Gross revenue for store 3, $937,000 with a gross profit of $301,000. Stores 2 and 3, we are already in communication with potential owners of those stores who would invest money in getting those off the ground. Store 1 may continue to be company corporate owned, but we would prefer that someone buy it also, so that we're not in the business of operating member centers anymore. We move up to the business of operating the franchise. So how are we going to get there? Right now, we need to focus on some things. We have teams that are focused on certain aspects of the company. Care should be focused on retention. The only way we should lose a member, as we've said, is if they die. We want to make sure we always retain members and keep them happy and figure out what was wrong, if we did something wrong, and correct it as quickly as possible. Care has in their wheelhouse the ability to call the members, follow up with them, waive membership fees, credit money back, tell the support nerds what we did wrong and get that corrected. So they're in control of making sure that member is getting delivered what they're supposed to be getting delivered. The support nerds will focus on the delivery of our care and our love, and they'll make sure that we are closing the support requests as quickly as possible. We're focused on delivering the highest, best solution possible, and that the members are always completely satisfied, and that will be as feedback is provided from the care nerd team. Sales is focused on growth. Their job is to get as many new members into us as possible, as quickly as possible. So they should be telling stories about all the cool things we do. They should be making it very clear that we're not an IT company, we're not Geek Squad, we're not Firedog. We're really not like anything else out there in the world. We're a little bit of this and a little bit of that, which is why Gizmo, our platypus, is our mascot, because he's unlike any other animal out in the wild. And he's a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and that's what we are. So we want to stabilize, standardize, and solidify. Mark McKeever will be hiring and training support nerds and supporting the nerds, because his main role is documenting the processes, but he's offered to also function as our human resources and management for this first member center. We're hoping to get away from management, not requiring a manager in each member center. We're hoping that the teams can work together with the team leads to do the day-to-day operation of a member center. Nerds will document processes. Right now, we have a ton of processes that need to be updated, so the nerds need to be searching for those and improving them, but they also need to be documenting new processes. Everything we do needs to be documented. We should never do something and not have it documented. Nerds will follow processes. We need to make sure that everything we do has a process attached. If there's not one, we create one, then we follow it. And the nerds will be improving the processes. So even though we said Mark McKeever is our scribe for processes, a lot of the actual hands-on work will be offloaded to the nerds. So team leads, what do team leads do? Leading a team is not a promotion. We don't. It's not management. It's not something where you're telling other people what to do. You are a servant to your team. So the team should count on you to be able to answer questions about how they do their job. They should be able to come to you with questions about what to do next. You should be able to do anything and everything that's required to be on that team as a team leader. We want to rotate the team leaders, so we want to make sure that everyone understands what it's like to be the lead of the team. So think of it more as like you're the captain of a team, like a sporting team or something. You're one of the teammates, you're one of the players, but you're also taking the lead to give direction to everyone and be an example for everyone. So some of the things that a team leader would be responsible for would be confirming schedules to make sure we have enough of your team members in the member center to get the job done very well for our members. Also, they'll be reviewing the scoreboard with the team every day, so a little stand-up meeting and talking about where are we and what do we want to try to accomplish today. They'll be setting expectations for the teams. They'll be answering questions, removing obstacles. That's your job. Sometimes the team lead will have to look to the owner to say, hey, these are some obstacles that stand in our way. Please help us do our job better by removing these obstacles if it's outside the hands of the team lead. They will also train the nerds. Any new nerds that we hire will receive some, general onboarding that makes you a neighborhood nerd, like the kind of the culture and the history and the culture and some of that basic information about how we're structured and what we're trying to do here. But then the detailed training will come from the team lead as on-the-job training, shadowing other nerds, and you guiding them through what it means to be on your team. Also, team members are free to move from team to team if that has to be coordinated by the current team leads, and there has to be like a reason that they will be a better fit on another team, or maybe they're just a really good Renaissance type nerd like Gizmo is, and they want to do a little bit of everything. They can move around and do that. Team leads work together to ensure we don't drop the balls. So if anything, team leads should be coordinating all the time and communicating all the time, like at least once a week, to say, how's it going? How are we working together? Is there anything that slipped through the cracks? They should also be doing post-mortems. So a post-mortem is when comes from like the doctors when they lost a patient. They would get all the other doctors around and they would talk through it. They would say, how did we do this? The goal is to never lose a patient for these reasons again. And that's what you guys should be doing. You should be doing post-mortems on any negative failure or anything like that we have happen, and you should work together to make sure that doesn't happen again. We're using a methodology called the 4 Disciplines of Execution. This is a little YouTube video on it that kind of introduces you to it. There's a link in Slack for this, or you can ask your team lead about it. This is a little more about the 4 disciplines. This is one of the authors of the 4 Disciplines of Execution, and you can watch that video. That link is available to you also. So here's some more about how we're going to get there. The scoreboard that's in the 4 Disciplines of Execution is definitely going to help us get there. Let's focus here, though. We're talking about the business members. Brandon is our business account manager, and he's going to be our point of contact for all of our business members and make sure that we understand all of their needs and wants and desires, and that they have that point of contact they can call to offload things. And Brandon will make sure to hold us accountable that we're delivering as we said we would. Mark will help with hiring nerds that will be able to be on the business team and deliver the kinds of solutions we want to for our business members. The business member revenue, we don't really have that documented or planned completely. There's been several conversations between Cliff and I about how we're going to split that revenue with the individual member centers, since most of our business members, if not all, will be coming from a business, a member center, and have that engaging, intimate relationship with that team, but then their needs might be fulfilled or will be fulfilled by a business team in some other location. So one of the things that the nerds need to do immediately is arrive on time with Gizmo state of mind. So we've noticed that some nerds are not arriving on time, not being very punctual. If we say our member center is open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., it needs to be fully staffed from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. We can't get in there at 9:05, and leave at 5:59. We need to be in there at 9 and leave at 6. That sets the expectation for our members. That's a promise we're making to them. That's part of the trusted relationship we have with them. So you guys need to really understand that that's not just arbitrary. We set these times and communicate that to other people, and everyone's depending on us. So members are depending on us to be on time. Nerds are depending on you to be on time. The company depends on you to be on time. The Gizmo state of mind is you should be a servant, and you should serve with the right attitude. You should be eager to serve and happy to serve, and you should be always about helping people, helping members, helping nerds, helping the public. Help. That's all we want to do all the time. We have a circle that we've created, an image, a graphic that says we're always discovering opportunities to serve our members. And then after we discover something that we can do for our members, we're planning that, and then we're reviewing it with the member to make sure that we've taken everything into account and that we're meeting their budget requirements and their scheduling requirements and everything. That's why we do the review, so there's no surprises for the member. And then we implement those solutions for the member, and then we educate about those solutions, and then we maintain those solutions, and then we move right back into, can we discover opportunities to care for this member again? And then plan, and then review, and then implement, and educate, and maintain, and then discover more opportunities to care for this member. We need to do that because we can't just be reactionary where we're sitting back and waiting for the phone to ring. We need to be proactive and engaging and intimate with the member so that we're discovering opportunities to serve them, so that there's always a value proposition for being with us. So we want to make sure we arrive on time. In an effort to do that, we've implemented a new scheduling platform called Sling, and Mark and Thomas will be there to help you with any questions or concerns you have about Sling. But very soon, we will be using Sling for our time clock to clock in and out of the Member Center, just to make sure we're all getting there at 9 a.m. and we're leaving at 6 p.m. and we're there able to serve our members all day long. And that it should simplify your lives too, so you don't have to worry about your time entry as much as you have in the past. You just show up, clock in and clock out, and everything else is automated. So we want to make sure that we're always serving. Our number one goal is to make people happy. We want to make members happy and make the public happy when that opportunity arises also. So all day long, you should be striving to serve. You should be serving the members. You should be serving your nerds. You should be serving the company. Like, everything you can do is all about service. That's what we're all wired to do here. So we want you to look for opportunities to serve. So if you run out of task list things to do, like things that are in the queue or whatever, there are opportunities to serve members. Talk to your team leads. Team leads get together and talk. How can we make this Member Center work even harder and better for our members, getting things done for them? How do you know if you're not serving? So if you're sitting still, you're looking at your own Facebook, or you're Snapchatting with people or texting, you're not serving anybody. You're just taking up space. If you're cooking a grilled cheese with a heat gun in the back of the Member Center, you're not serving anyone. You're wasting time and resources and energy. You should be looking for something to do. If you're debating about the best game console with another nerd in the Member Center, and a member walks in and you keep up the debate and arguments and conversations, you're really doing some stuff wrong there, because you should be all about the members, and you should be looking for opportunities to serve instead of investing time going back and forth on a topic. All right. That was it. The goals for the next meeting are, we want more happy members. We got to really work. Sales has got to kick it into high gear to get us to that number of 957 members that we want. We want all of our members to be happy, and we want all of our nerds to be happy. We really want to hear our nerds say, I can't believe I get paid to do this. This is the greatest job ever. All I do all day long is make people happy and solve problems. This is wonderful and awesome and incredible. If you can't say that, talk to Mark, talk to us, and let's figure out why you're not happy and how we can make you happy. Thanks.